These Haitian people cut down trees, and also they cut down indigenous people,
Yes, they do.
literally, with machetes.
They educational purposes only. TikTok. Yeah, let's be mindful of our words. We can get banana. But yeah, yes, yes. And you know who used to talk about a lot about it? And legal, if she's still here, she could vouch for me. Dr. Richard. Have you ever heard of Dr. Richard, the
Yeah,
Dominican?
he's a problematic too, though.
Well, at the time, he might be now, but at the time, Dr. Richard did talk about how the Haitians were coming into the Dominican Republic and
Yeah.
doing the tree burning,
Yes,
the the thing swinging. I don't want to say it. The
those are
metal swinging.
relatable. Those are
Yeah.
relatable topics, but the problem with Dr. Richard is that he's a freaking Trujillo trooper, and Trujillo. The reason why it was so uh, um, repulsive about that dictator is that he was a vende patria. He went unaliving family members of people who had indigenous title, but he did this thing called the perejil, thing, and he unalived like about, I think it's like 30,000 of these Haitian people. Okay, and so the Trujillista, the people, they're around like between 20 and 50 years old. There's this group of the Dominican population. They call themselves a Wah Wah Wah, and they're like these hip hop kind of like, millennial cool whatever, and they try to act like they're on the trend, but they're they're socially and academically inept. So they say things like, well, Trujillo had a mixed record. He was both good and bad. Bullshit. The thing that is so disgusting about Trujillo, the reason why Dominican people want nothing to do with him, regardless of supposedly preventing Haitians from coming into Dominican Republic, whatever, is that his way of quote unquote defending Dominican Republic was one that sold off our land, was
Who's on this?
horribly abusive, was
With the chips?
human rights violations. Morena, no. What you should have done is not dropped me and BGP. What you should have done is dropped the other people that were interrupting conversation and just put me and BGP on the showtime. That's what you should have done.
Yeah, but one with the front.
And you should have given each of us like 3 minutes to lay out our argument. Or 1 or 2 minutes, 1 minute, whatever. There's a lot of peeps here who support all different politics and they're all bad. Yeah. That's why I stay away from the politics stuff. But, Dr. Richard is a hypocrite. And, Comandante Mateo, like, if you're going to talk about, communism, you should make a communism forum. I would join a communism forum, to talk about communism, what I observe about communism, the history of communism, Marxism, socialism in the world, and stuff like that. I'd be glad to get in a debate about that topic, but to just have a discussion about indigenous topics and then saying, well, this communist principle applies to such and such indigenous nation, that doesn't belong. Yes, you say you make everywhere you go a communist forum. That is not right, Mateo. I have to tell you that. You cannot go into a meeting of of native elders or a tribal council and say, this is a communist forum. No. There's a place and time for everything, but traditional, indigenous forums are not the place for that, unless that's the topic. Yes, Mateo, is that when you're saying that you're pro open borders, and I heard you yesterday saying
I am.
that well, the Dominican people, the Taino people of Dominican Republic are just going to become a new people once they mix with all the Haitians, and that's so fucking sick and disgusting because that's literally ethnocide. Ethnocide. Okay,
I
because
feel like
first
I'm
of all,
listening to Tucker Carlson right now, and he's warning me about the Great
yeah,
Replacement.
yeah, Mateo. You know what? You can laugh as
Bro,
much as you want, but the
it's an
fact
issue, bro.
it is an
No,
It's an
bro,
issue.
issue there. No, it's an issue there.
All right, so when
No,
white people,
bro.
listen, bro, when white
Bro.
people say that shit, it's called white genocide, right?
Bro,
White
no, bro, you don't
genocide?
understand. They're trying to claim
Really?
to be Taino, bro. They're saying that they're the original people of those lands. It's just like it's no different than a Wabo.
Well, no,
It's
we're
no
talking about
different than,
something.
than
No,
an
that's something
African
different,
American
bro.
saying that he's the true inheritor of these lands.
No,
At
that's something
2%.
different. I'm talking about something different. I'm talking
No.
about open borders. I'm not talking
Oh.
about. I'm
No, I'm
talking about open borders.
No, you are
open borders of the
saying,
DR, bro. DR and Haitian
yeah.
in
I
the
want
Haiti.
open
You are
borders around the
okay. You
world,
know,
honestly.
Nah, bro. No.
subcomandante Mateo. You
No.
are
Yeah.
saying,
No. I
that
don't
we
agree with
should
it.
have. Yeah, you're a hypocritical Mateo because yeah
Those are
because
indigenous people, bro. There's indigenous people
no, they're not
in
indigenous. They are
I'm
not
talking about the
indigenous.
Dominicans.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The
the Haitians
Dominicans
are not
that
indigenous
are
people. There
indigenous,
is an
right? Like
extreme
Bejique.
minority of 2% people who
Yes.
are have some indigenous traces in their blood. But that is, if they were to come over here, they would literally wipe out a majority of indigenous Dominican that are able to trace their ancestry at all through their genotype and culture. Okay, so
What's the difference between a
it's
Taino?
ethnocide.
Hold on.
Mateo,
Listen, I
listen.
have a question, dude. I have a question. Stop trying to talk over me, dude.
Hold on, let her
No, no,
finish,
no, no,
bro,
no.
Please,
and then you take it.
just
Let
a
her
second,
finish.
All
just a
right,
second.
hurry
Yeah,
up.
let her
Wrap it
finish.
up. Wrap it up.
Mateo,
Let her
listen.
finish, bro. Let her finish. Go ahead, Beasley.
The reason why what I am saying has nothing to do with Tucker Carlson and any kind of white supremacist is because white supremacy is about racial superiority. If I were to say Tainos are more intelligent than Congolese people in Haiti, that would be a racial supremacy argument. Especially if I were to say that Tainos belong to one race and Congolese belong to another race. I happen to believe that Congolese people and Taino people are one race, the human race. And I also do not believe that Taino people are better than Congolese people. I just happen to believe that is the truth about all indigenous peoples, that the land is our governance. And the reason why it's best to leave indigenous people where they are and not to displace us is because the land has informed our culture so that we can take care of the biodiversity that is within our land. So the Congolese people, they are indigenous to Congo, and that all of
I
their
agree.
cultures and the way that they are is not better. If the Taino people were to go to Congo, we would not be good for that place. Okay?
I agree.
The same thing, Congolese would not be good for Dominican Republic, which if you look at their place, they've been chopping down, they've been destroying the biodiversity. Scientists have documented, and extensive studies have been done to show that of the minority of indigenous people in the world, we actually preserve 80% of the world's biodiversity, even.
Look at Mono's dumbass trying to jump on the bandwagon. It's giving slower than sloths. Haitians do have native Taino ancestry. I'm tired of this line being spread by half-wits with no brain. Christopher Columbus landed on the side of the island that is present-day Haiti and encountered native Tainos. This is easily researchable. This lie gets spread by the folk who are descendants of Spain. Most Dominicans have more European ancestry than Native American ancestry. Most Dominicans have the same African ancestry as the Haitians, so it's clear y'all are simply being anti-black due to the history of the Dominican Republic. This fake Bejica Pretendian is not indigenous to the Americas at all. She's not Dominican at all.
In our minority numbers. So that is not a racial argument, Mateo. You cannot compare me to Tucker Carlson. Are you freaking kidding? I'm not even saying that, a Taino has a singular phenotype. I'm not a phenotypical supremacist or what do you call supremacist or that's not my thing. I'm not about phenotype. Phenotype does not define an indigenous person, period. Okay? So don't try to throw, that's what I'm saying. Those are logical
All right, that's
fallacies.
enough. Let me
Straw
say
man.
something now.
Is Mono Native American?
Yeah, well, get the fuck out
It's
of here.
Mono. Who are you?
You just told me you're not. You're mostly Asian.
What an idiot.
What a clown. Good shit.
So,
Get him
all right,
on.
so,
Go ahead.
yeah, so like even in that, even as you deny,
And no, Mono is not native either. He is a Pretendian just like the fake Bahika KGB agent. You see how the Pretendians unite?
having any sort of racial, like politics, you made several essentialist claims about so-called Congolese people, right? And I don't like, so most Dominicans, right, have a large proportion of African DNA within them anyways, right? So
What about African Congolese? What?
I said that you made a couple of essentialist claims concerning Congolese
Essentialist.
people,
What is that supposed to mean?
meaning something that is just inherently like inherent to them as Congolese people. Like you said,
Inherent to them as indigenous to their lands.
no, I was talking about the Haitian people that you're referring to. You're saying that the Haitian people.
Yes, listen, listen, Mateo. Okay, don't act stupid. In order for a person,
listen, you went on a fucking
no. In order for a person to be
That's not
indigenous,
how
they
that
have
works
to
here,
spend
buddy.
at least 10,000 or
Listen.
14,000 years in a singular
All right,
location.
you went on a whole diatribe where I was quiet and let you talk, and I've not even gotten into past my first point. You're already interrupting me
But
and
you're
trying to
putting
shout me
things
down.
in my mouth. Why are you doing?
I'm making a critique of what you said.
Don't mute.
Okay.
Don't mute.
Well, tell her to
Don't
stop
mute.
over talking me,
No, you're
dude.
not.
Yeah, but don't mute though. Let's not mute.
No,
Come on.
you're
Well,
not.
like she's trying to shout me down. I'm not gonna have it, dude.
Yeah, I understand that, but we're not gonna mute each other, guys. Come on.
Well, she won't stop.
Mateo,
All right, she won't stop shouting me down, dude. So you need to get on her, bro. Fuck it. All right. So listen, when I'm done,
Mateo, if you're actually going to
Just listen up.
what I'm saying, use my actual argument. Don't be doing this. Oh, you're using an essentialist, and I don't know what you mean by essentialist. I don't know what that means. If I ask you for clarification, you're saying, well, oh, there are some traits that are inherent to them. Of course, because they have maintained their African purity. Okay, ethnocentrism is very popular. That is, oh my goodness, what is wrong? Of course, indigenous people, if you want to say indigenous people are essentialist because we have been here for more than 30,000 years, okay, fine. We're essentialist. So are any other indigenous people who have spent less than that amount of time? Have Haitians been here for 14,000 years?
All right, so you're making an essentialist argument about the Haitian people and suggesting that they could not be allowed in the Dominican Republic because of their inherent incompatibility with that of Taino people or Dominican people. So that's what I meant by essentialist. I don't see why there's any difference between the African Haitian people and the African Dominican people who've mixed with Taino, because most of the Dominican Republic is partially African to a significant proportion. African, Spanish, and Taino, right? The Haitians are mostly African with very little else, but still, you guys are not racially pure, and there's no lack of African DNA in you guys. So if you somehow manage to still be compatible with the land and compatible with the culture, even though you have partially African DNA, I don't see why a mixing with Haitians would be any different. I don't understand why you're trying to make this a claim about Haitian people.
Go ahead, man. You got a minute. I'm gonna end showtime. I don't think he wants to talk.
I do.
I'm gonna wrap up showtime. Yeah, go ahead, man. Go
I
ahead.
want to pass this on to Biike to let her respond to the question.
Yeah, okay. Well, okay, Lorena says I agree with Mateo. Okay, look, I was there, and there is a problem there at the border, bro. You would say, the Haitians that go there, bro, they go there with the mindset of destruction. They burned down trees. When they get their food from the DR, all their food that they get from the Dominican Republic, they say that the Dominican Republic is getting them sick. That they get rotten food, rotten fish. You know what I mean? Like just bullshit like that. Everything that goes wrong, they blame the DR. And all their medical that they do receive, a lot of it is paid for by the Dominican Republic when they come over for surgeries and shit like that. The
Mateo,
Dominican Republic government has to cover it. Go ahead, W.
I wanna respond to what Mateo's saying. Okay, again, Mateo, you're using logical fallacies. I can catch you every single time. All you people use this stupid logical fallacies. What you just did is called a red herring. You are diverting the topic to something else. Racially pure? You're not racially pure, so therefore you should be incorporating more non-indigenous people so that you become erased entirely and you cannot link to your ancestors in the ground. Fuck that. Okay?
Well,
Double,
not a red
triple,
herring. I was
quadruple,
addressing
fuck
what you
that.
said.
No,
I was
Mateo.
addressing exactly
No,
what you said.
Mateo, no. You
Listen,
are
don't
using
fucking yell at me, dude. Don't fucking yell at me,
You are
dude.
using a red herring.
Hold on.
That's what you're doing,
Bro,
Mateo.
I'm
That's
gonna
what you're
fucking
doing.
drop her,
That's
dude.
what you're doing. Because
Bro.
no one
Tell her
talks
shut
about
the fuck up,
We're
man.
having a debate. No,
racially-
No, we're not having a
Shut the
debate. She's
fuck
trying to
up,
scream.
Mateo. I never
Bro.
said no fucking shit about
You're
just muted me, bro.
you're hitting
I
a
never said
spot in
anything
her.
about racially pure.
You're
Nothing's
talking about
Yeah, because you're
racially
talking
pure.
about keeping Haitian people out of your country because you don't want them to mix and
Mateo,
erase
Mateo,
with your
no, not Haitian
erase with
people.
No, but you're talking
We're
about the
not
purity
Haitian
of her people,
They're
bro.
not Haitian
Well,
people.
Hold on. Let her
Not
talk
Haitian
real quick,
people.
because she's
They're
telling you what.
Congolese. They're foreigners. It would be the same thing if they were Chinese. If there were 12 million Chinese or 12 million Russians or 12 million Zimbabweans or Algerians or
Yeah.
Saudis. It's the same fucking thing. Okay? It doesn't matter.
They're not
The fact
indigenous,
is
dude.
that on the Dominican side, we have a sizable
at least
minority.
the Chinese people, it would make sense for you to say
Mateo,
it's
shut the
incompatible
fuck up.
because you're
Okay, you're lying.
fuck this bitch, fool.
You're
Straight up.
lying.
No, man, this is not what we're doing. This is not what we're doing. No, dude. Why?
Hey, bro, you hear that shit, bro? No, fuck that, dude. I haven't once told her to shut the fuck up or tell her any of that shit, dude. She's disrespecting, dude. So fucking the reason why I brought listen, hear me out, bro. The reason why I brought up her making essentialist arguments.
Y'all is going tick for tack. She removed you.
Yeah, that's
Oh my god.
Definitely
See, this
complete your
is
statement, Mono. The reason you brought her up was for.
Okay, so the thing is that
they're both dropping each other.
Hey, hold on one second, Bihike. Mono, go ahead.
Hey, bro.
I didn't drop you. I didn't drop you.
I'm pulling in an executive action, bro, as one of your inner core homies, bro. Unmod this broad, dude. Unmod her.
Unmod you.
Unmod her,
You
bro.
know-
Little wanker.
You already know. You already know, bro. Hey, bro. Hey, bro.
This argument got real bad.
I've earned your loyalty, and I rarely call in this card, bro.
Mateo, you
And I'm
do not
calling in
have
the card
an
now.
argument.
Unmod her,
You do
bro.
not have an argument, Mateo. Your
Bihike.
argument does not hold
Mateo.
water. Your argument does not hold water.
Let's hear from bro real quick.
I know you
You're
have
talking
more
about a
self-restraint
vested
than this.
indigenous population.
Bihike. Thank you. Mateo, tranquilo.
Yeah.
Un rato. Mono,
Dime.
por favor, continuar.
About what?
you were-
What question did you have for me?
you
Do you have
were-
a question? Yeah. Yeah.
No, you were saying you brought her up for whatever the argument was.
Yeah.
you never
Well, it wasn't
finished.
really. No, it really wasn't an argument. She was trying to make it clear of
No,
how
I'm
she
saying
feels.
what you were stating, not these guys arguing back and forth. You were saying you brought her up for whatever the subject matter was.
And during what period of this conversation?
The
Yeah,
last
what
part, it kind of threw your train of thought. So you were saying you brought her up, you were referencing Mateo because of, in other words, it's kind of subjective. It's more than one opinion. I assume that's where you was going for whatever the reason.
Hold on, I'm reading the chat real quick. I just think this, well, first of all, I just want to say this thing got out of hand. It wasn't supposed to be like that. It was supposed to be really to address maybe a little issue that happened yesterday in my other sister's life. Because really, it was someone else who came up and brought the subject up about borders. It's always a touchy subject when it comes to borders, but I think Behika has the right, because we're not Dominican. Behika is Dominican. She has every right to feel the way she feels about her border. She lives there now. She's there now, and I lived there for 6 months. I've seen it. I've seen the trouble that a lot of Haitians brought coming over to the other side of into the Dominican Republic.
In my
seen it firsthand.
my tribal lands that I inherit in my own family clan it is now occupied by these African hamsters, okay, who are violent
What the
and
fuck,
sick.
dude?
Hold on.
And we
That's
definitely
terrible.
want to have them removed.
Oh my God.
I want to
This is
have them
terrible.
removed from
Hold on a second.
our
I just want to say one thing, and then I'll drop down. But one
Go ahead.
second.
Are you talking about literal hamsters, or are you calling Haitians hamsters?
I mean, that needs to be addressed, but I don't want to be the one.
Go ahead.
That's
Behika,
a legitimate question. Are you talking about literal hamsters or not?
I'll say whatever I want.
It's an honest question. Are you asking about literal hamsters, or are you calling?
Oh my God.
Acknowledge,
What the
right?
fuck was that?
Like her position.
If that was,
right?
I mean,
It sounds-
if she just called Haitian people hamsters,
yeah. Wow.
I didn't drop. Oh my God. Easy. Go ahead, Easy. Go ahead, Easy. God damn.
I just want to say that like her position does sort of stand like in contrast to like the position of people on the mainland American continent with respect to their borders.
What?
Right.
No, easy. That's not even possible because
hey, bro,
I
you
said
gotta
already.
unmod this chick, dude.
Okay,
Like,
no,
do it now,
you
bro.
just be quiet.